Hello, hello, hello.
Hello. I was having trouble getting in, but
So like I said a couple of moments ago, I want to do things a little bit differently today. And, you know, when we first started the class, I had mentioned that we are going to use this as our textbook, but we're not going to be using it all the time. And so far, we've been using it exclusively. And I feel like we need some things outside of this book and to maybe take some breaks from it, maybe a little bit too much of it. I don't know how you're all feeling about it, the translation exercises and whatnot, but I'm feeling like it's good, but it's let's do some other things as well. So I did give you homework in it on page 47.
Thank you.
So I do want to go over that first. This was mainly vocabulary homework and a little bit about plural. So, open up to page 47 if you're not there yet. And I'll call on people. And if you want to pass, feel free to pass, of course. So exercise 1, I'm going to ask you to read the Hebrew word and then which English word is the correct translation. So will you do the first one, Hannah?
yeah, peri, which is fruit.
Excellent, fruit. Second one, Penny.
Yamim, days.
Good, Yamim, days. Third one, Ruthie.
Bane, which is sun.
Good. Fourth one, Rona.
Shabbat, which is Sabbath. That was an easy one, thank you.
That was an easy one. That might be too easy. Do you want another one?
I'll take another one.
Take another one.
Barit, which is, oh, wait a minute, let's see where my covenant.
Good.
I have a question about berit. So when a baby has a baris, is that like from the same word?
That is the same word. That's the Yiddish pronunciation of the same word. Because that ceremony with the snipping is the induction of the child into the community of the covenant. It's the sign of the covenant. All right, Annie, next one.
Eretz, land or earth.
Good. Yeah, both of those fit. Next one, Becky.
Lechem, bread.
Good. Next one, Natalie.
Shamayim, heavens.
Good. The only thing I would say is that you wouldn't know it from this, but the accent is on the second to last syllable for this word, so it's shamayim.
Would that be
Not
shy?
shamayim.
Shamayim.
Shamayim. Yeah. Right. But you were correct that it means heavens.
Okay.
Good. Second to last one, Teresa.
Yom means day.
Good. Last one, Norm. Oh, did you do this, Norm?
Banim, sons.
Good. Banim, sons.
I got the plural. Banim, sons.
Good.
Or children. Right?
Could it be children?
Or
Boy
children, I guess.
It
Children.
could be
I
children.
think
It could
A bunch
so
of
like
both.
One listed.
a mixed group of boys and girls would be banim or just boys.
Oh, okay.
If
So it
it's
could be
just
mixed.
if it's just girls, it's banot. Not that you need to know that. There's no need to memorize any of this. All right. So exercise 2, the exercise, what I'm going to ask you to do is to read the word on the column on the right, match it with the word
Oh,
on the left, and to translate both.
oh, I didn't do
Okay.
that.
Yeah, so draw a line connecting the plural. So all the ones on the right are plural. All the ones on the left are singular.
Oh, that's right.
And they do match.
Okay, I didn't I put numbers, so I guess it matches. I don't know.
Okay, so Ruthie, why don't you do the first one?
Okay, since I'm probably the
Start
one
with
that's
the
gonna be
first
wrong.
plural.
Yamim, which is days, and then that's the top one there. If you go down on the left column, it's the third one down, which would be Yom, which is
Good.
day.
Excellent. Second one, Becky.
Peyrot, which is the plural for fruit. So that would be Pere, which is the second from the last.
Pari. Right. Pari. Excellent. Good. Hannah, the third one.
Lichamim, which is breads, and lechem, which is bread. It's the last one on the left-hand column.
Excellent. Good. Norm, next one.
Are we up to Shabbatot?
Correct.
And I think that would be the plural of Sabbaths for Shabbat.
Excellent. All right. Natalie, next one.
Baritot, covenants, and Barit, covenant.
Good. Okay, next one, Rona.
Aratzot, which is lands, and that would be Eretz, the first one, land.
Good, Eretz. Good. All right, last one, Teresa.
Banim, which is sons or children, and Bane, which is son or child.
Excellent. Good. Any questions about anything on this page? Pretty straightforward, right? Okay, good. So let's close this book for now. And I figured since we've got something special in store for us the next week, we've got Chanukah, let's do some reading having to do with Chanukah. So let's start. Get your Siddur, Sim Shalom, or if you don't have Sim Shalom, any other Siddur will probably have the Chanukah candle blessings. In Sim Shalom, it's page 307. If it's another Siddur, I don't know if I could help you. Maybe I can. I have a bunch of other Siddurim here.
I have the Torah.
I have Sahur. I have the Siddur Chadash.
You have Siddur Chadash? Who's that? Penny?
Penny.
Did you find it?
No, but I haven't really looked.
Let me
yet.
see if it's in there. I've got a copy of that here.
Such occasions. Chanukah? Chanukah?
It might not be in here. It doesn't look like it's in here, Penny. Do you have another Siddur?
No, but I have another place where I have the Hanukkah prayers, I think.
Well, actually, let's just see.
That's a good one. I can remember where I put anything.
Yeah, I don't think it's in here, Penny. Oh, wait, hold on.
I have another place here, I think.
Man Hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Elohim melech haolam
Becky, you on the
I found it on something else. Very fine print, however, but.
Okay, well, there's some other things that hopefully are in Siddur Chadash that we're going to be doing as well. All right, so you know what? Let's start with. So you can see on page 307 we've got 3 brachot, 3 blessings.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 that we do every night for lighting the Chanukah menorah, and the 1 at the bottom, Shehecheyanu, that you'll only do on the first night of a festival. You basically do that on the first night of every festival and many other occasions as well. That's the prayer for reaching a special day, doing something for the first time in a year. So that's what you have on page 307. And then if you turn the page to 308, we have 2 things. We have something called Hanerot Halalu, which we're not going to do, although it's very nice to read in English. And there are some melodies for it. Not the whole thing. I don't know anybody that sings the whole thing, but we're going to skip that for today. It's less commonly done than Ma'oz Tzur. We're going to look at the first stanza. And the way this works, it goes all the way across, even though there's a gap there. Yeah, yes, Penny?
I just want to tell you, I actually found it in the Siddur, totally accidentally.
You found it in Siddur Chadash?
Yeah, on page 723.
723.
It was on the next page.
They sure don't make it easy to find, huh?
But I don't. But accidentally, it opened up to that page. So I think it's one of those
Oh,
miracles.
they
A
have
miracle,
the book of
Hanukkah
Matthew.
miracle.
The Hanukkah miracle.
Oh, and you have the first stanza of Ma'oz Tzur on the next page as well.
Exactly. Very handy. And I have no idea. I wasn't even looking. I guess I had given up.
Excellent. So there's one other thing that is going to be handy for Penny, but the
David,
rest of
is it possible to have more than one edition? My page 307 doesn't mention Hanukkah at all.
Can you hold up your Siddur so I can see it? Really? Page 307. Could you just look up Hanukkah in your table of contents?
I did, and so I found it. It says lighting Hanukkah lights on page 242.
Wow.
What edition is it?
So I don't know if, I mean, this is,
Yeah. I guess it's a different. Oh wait, what does it say for Shabbat and festivals
yeah,
on the cover?
yep.
Huh.
That's
Is
dear.
it the 8th
Oh,
print?
wait a minute, no, it says Siddur Sim Shalom.
Oh, well, what does it say underneath it in English? Let me hold it up.
Oh, this is one that my daughter got.
No.
Oh.
Oh, so you have that's a different Siddur. That is Siddur Sim Shalom, but that's the complete. That's an earlier
Oh, okay.
complete edition.
All right, so
But I'm glad you found it.
yeah.
So guys, I'm going to put you into breakout groups. I'd like you to read the 3 brachot for Hanukkah and the first stanza of Ma'oz Tzur. And like I said, Ma'oz Tzur goes all the way across. So after this third word here, you jump the chasm
Oh.
to that word there.
So
All right.
do you want us to start there or start at the top?
I want you to read the 3
I
brachot,
think
then I want you to read
David
these 4 lines.
Okay.
These 4 lines of Ma'oz Tzur.
In the middle, like, yeah.
Right here. These 4 lines right here. Is that clear? I'm going to come around to your groups as well. And while you're, in addition to practicing the reading, I'd like you to just be on the lookout for any of the translation things that you know that we've learned. Okay? All right, let's do breakout groups. Here we go.
What am I gonna get? Baruch atah Adonai, real tough. Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher, oh boy, I'm going to really read it, not going to say it. Asher kiddushanu bamitzvotav bitzi banu lahad lich ner shel hag hago hag Hanukkah. Ta-da.
Bravo.
Good.
I tried to read it, not say it. Okay, next.
I'll go next. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa nisim la'avotenu vayamim hahem vazman hazeh.
Good.
And I get the hard one. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechiyanu v'kimanu v'higyanu lazman hazeh.
Woo!
You guys are awesome.
Okay, we're ready for tonight.
Next page, the next page.
Next
on
page,
308.
I don't know if it might be more challenging or might not. This might be all very familiar.
It's all challenging.
I'm going to go see if another group is more challenged than you guys.
Okay, bye-bye.
Oh, there's David. David can help us.
Yeah. Okay. So the second to last word on the second prayer. It's I just looked at the transliteration. It's uvazman.
That's right.
Yeah. So I was getting confused. I was trying to see the little dot next to the tzaddik. I was trying to make that into a vowel, but it's not.
It's not. Sometimes letters just take dots for other grammatical reasons.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and it's the same thing on the last word. It's chazeh, so that little dot there doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it's an intensifier. It's something that you should basically ignore when reading, but you have to know to ignore it. If there's another vowel, it can't be the vowel. Like that dot in that place never is the vowel on its own anyway. It's only the vowel up above that's a vowel on its own.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to do the next prayer. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechiyanu.
That's it.
Vakia
Yeah.
Manu. Okay, Ki Vahi Ki Anu Laz Man Hazeh.
Good.
And that's the prayer you say like whenever something good happens, right? I mean,
Yeah.
all holidays.
You say it the first day or first night of every holiday, and any other sort of special occasion. Like it's also suitable for saying, say, on your birthday or
Right.
anniversary.
David,
But only but if it's something that happens repeatedly through the year, you only do it the first time of the year.
what's the name of the prayer that you say on the first of anything? Like, is it this one? Like when we went to Israel, we were in Jerusalem and we all got together and he said the prayer and I forget the name of it.
It might have been this.
What's it called? Like what's the prayer called?
Yes.
Yes.
It's called that after the first word on the second line of the prayer.
Oh yeah, the one I said, but
Yeah.
very slowly, so I couldn't hear it.
It looks weird with the he.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, I didn't even hear it. I said it and I didn't even hear it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay. All right. Now I don't have to sing this, right? Good.
No, you don't have to sing. Maybe later I'll make you sing, Becky, but not right now.
Ma'oz Tzur, Ma'oz Tzur, and that's
forget about knowing the song. Read the first word.
Yeah, but so it's Ma'at.
No. What's the first syllable you got right? It's ma. What is the second syllable of that word?
Ma'oz.
What's that letter at the end?
I thought it was but it's not. It's not.
It's a Zion. It's a Z sound.
Ma'oz. Ma'oz Tzur.
Yeah, that's the tzadi starting Tzur.
Ma'oz Tzur. Yeshuati.
Good.
Lecho.
Lecha.
Noeh. Leshabat. Leshabeach.
L'shabeach, yes. Lecha na'el l'shabeach.
You want me to do the next line?
Yeah. Should I do that?
Okay, I'll do the next one. Tikon bait. Ben is being very distracted. Go in another room, please, with the dog. Tefilati.
Good.
Sam.
Wait, no, that's not right.
Okay, Vasham. Is that right? Toda.
I need to leave this breakout group because somebody got kicked out. I need to let them back in.
Okay.
You're doing great, guys.
I'm frozen. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hi,
Norm. Annie's not here?
But Annie, I think her computer broke.
I know.
I think the internet connection didn't work.
Yeah, she had to reboot or something. I just readmitted her to the meeting. I thought I assigned her to this, but I don't think.
We were together in the breakout room.
No, I mean, I just readmitted her after she rebooted. Let me go see where she is.
Okay.
Are you there, Annie? Annie, are you there? Can you hear me? Hello, Annie. Hello?
I'm switching to my iPad, so if you can let me in from there.
Sure.
I don't know what's going on.
I'm back.
Run away.
Hooray.
Now
How
it
far
really,
did you guys get?
Well, I wanted to go back. We got through the first three blessings. We didn't get the Rock of Ages yet, but I wanted to go over something with Annie. When we were first doing it, you said you thought Melech may mean reigns. And if you look at the translation on 307, the
But
English,
Norm, I meant Reigns, Reigns.
I knew that.
Oh, okay, good.
He's the maker of the rain, but yeah, I knew exactly what you meant. But I guess that's just a different way of saying ruler.
It's a noun. It needs to be a noun. If you don't want to say king, if you want to degender, it would be ruler or reigner, regnant.
Well, the English is our God. I guess that's the
No, that's Eloheinu.
Okay, so then it's the who.
Who rules? That's the who rules. That's a participle. It's a noun.
I got hung up on dangling participles, and I cut
Anyway,
my
it doesn't matter.
grammar.
The who rules translation is a way to not say king.
And is that also is that a root?
Yeah.
Aha. Okay, that's what good.
I think that's one of the roots that we learned.
Root.
That's what I thought. Okay, good.
The Melech root.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're up to the next page.
Okay.
And I think we're at Ma'oz Tzur Yeshuati Lecha Ne'ah L'Shabeach.
You reversed vowels. Try the second to last word again.
Okay.
Na'er.
That's it.
Oh, I inverted it?
Yeah.
Well, that's what you get when you're dyslexic. Except I'm not. I can't use that as an excuse. I can try.
We're supposed to do the next line as well?
First four lines of this.
You want me? Okay. Let me get my glasses on. Tikon beit tefilati v'sham toda nizabeach.
I'm going to see where the other folks are. I have a feeling they might be finished.
All right.
Is that, that's an N. Okay, that's an N. Okay, I was thinking it was a CL, but I see it. Okay.
Where? Which word?
The second word on that line that you just did, I was mistaken. It's a V, Ven.
What line are you on?
Oh, we're so confused.
We were just going on Ma'oz Tzur to see how far we could read.
Oh.
David, on the second paragraph of Ma'oz Tzur on the right-hand side,
Yeah.
the second line down, there's a chet with a W.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce that word, please?
Chayai.
Chayai. Okay, so I did say it right. Okay.
Chayai.
Oh, there is a rule for the W, isn't there?
So if you have an ah at the end with a yud after it, it turns the ah into I. Are you talking about the yud with the dot?
Yeah.
No, the yud with the dot is nothing.
Okay, and then on
Okay.
The Shehech, was it the, yeah, it was a Shehechianu prayer.
Page 307. Wasn't it?
307.
Mm-hmm.
Can you read the second line, the first two words of the second line, so we can make sure our pronunciation was right?
What page are you on, Hannah?
307.
Okay.
The first two words of the second line of the Shehechianu prayer.
Mhm.
I give up.
Yeah, okay.
So Vikiyamanu. So I imagine your question is whether to pronounce the ya or to have it be silent. Vikiyamanu or Vikiyamanu. Is that your question?
Well, I wanted to make sure I was pronouncing those first two words correctly.
Oh, Shehecheyanu.
Shehechianu. Okay.
Vikiyamanu.
Yeah. So it's Vikiyamanu.
Yeah, but I don't know why. It should sort of be silent. But I've just never heard anyone say it silently.
So it's
According to the rule, it should be
Vikiyamanu.
Vikimanu. But that sounds funny.
Do you say Vikiyomanu?
Vikiyamanu.
Yeah.
Vikiyamanu.
Because there's a little dot.
Yeah, that's why I was asking, because I've always heard it's pronounced
Maybe it's because of the dot in it.
but usually you don't really say that is sound in the middle of a word.
Right. It might be because of the dot in it.
Yeah. And that the first word again is Shehechi.
Shehecheyanu. Shehecheyanu.
But isn't that the F sound?
It's eh. It's three E's.
Yep. Double
Shehecheyanu.
Shehecheyanu. Okay.
Yeah.
That's it. All right, I'm gonna leave us, and then I'm gonna end the breakout group so we could all get back together.
Thank you, David.
Thanks, Hannah. That was really good. To the candle lighting, Hannah?
No, I'm not. And a matter of fact, we will probably not be going anywhere for a while because my husband may have been exposed.
Oh no, sorry to hear that. Oh gosh.
So he's going for a test Monday. I am not going to work tomorrow. The kids are not going to work.
A good idea to stay safe.
Nobody goes nowhere until we know what my husband's tests say.
Let's hope it's negative.
Well, it's a little complicated. I'll explain it after class, but
okay.
how he may have possibly been exposed.
Okay.
Who's exposed? I came in the middle.
Well, Dwayne possibly may have been.
Oh, because he's working outside. He can.
Well, he's working at the hospital, but the guy he was working with on Tuesday, who's also working in the hospital, was working in rooms that
We'll talk later.
We're filtering for COVID patients.
Yeah, okay.
Now he's
sorry.
Okay, folks. I hope that was enjoyable for you. I hope it wasn't too easy. But it's always interesting to take things that you know from years and hearing it and seeing what the words actually look like and see if you've actually been saying them correctly, because often like things get switched around in our minds and we're not actually saying the words correctly.
It's a lot easier for people who are in the chorus because they sing these things.
No, no. Don't let me sing the wrong word.
Well, when I say the whole second line of the second half of the Chanukah prayer, I've been saying wrong my whole life.
Well, that's what we're going to ask.
Which one?
She'asa nisim la'avotenu bayamim ha'hem uvzman hazeh.
So it reads uvazman hazeh.
Uvazman, right. I've been saying it sort of a slurred version of that line my whole life.
So this was a trick, a little bit of a trick that I sort of did knowingly, but I hope you'll forgive me. So the last two words of this one, uvazman hazeh, did it seem funny to anyone? Every other Siddur that I have, every other piece of
My
paper that
Siddur-
has this blessing doesn't have it that way.
Neither does mine.
What are you
I
using, Annie?
the Koran
Ah,
Siddur.
yeah. What do
So
you
what
have,
is-
Annie?
Mine is
So I have Bazman Hazeh.
That's how I grew up, and that's how every other Siddur
Yeah.
on my
So
shelf
it's not
has
me.
it.
That's what I've always heard.
Right.
I heard
So
Lazman.
there's a story behind that, I think. And it has to do with the translation of this bracha. So, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam means what it always means. Blessed or praised are you, Adonai, our God, Eloheinu, Melech, ruler or king, haolam of the world or the universe or everything, whatever. She'asa nisim, who made miracles, la'avotenu, for our ancestors, bayamim hahem, in those days. Now the question, bazman hazeh, as almost every Siddur has, it means at this time. So what does the at this time mean? Any thoughts? Who made miracles in those days at this time?
Oh, like annual,
Now during
like in those days and
Not
this day,
time of year.
the same day last year or next
so,
year.
So I heard a couple of things, I think. So I heard Natalie say, God made miracles for our ancestors in those days at this time of year.
Right.
And that's why we're lighting candles and celebrating Chanukah on this date. That's one way. Norm?
I think it could also mean until through our day.
Right. Who made miracles at that time,
And today.
it still is making miracles at this time of year. Every year from the time of the Maccabees up until now.
It's like I found
And
it there in my
this
Like
this
Penny,
variation, what?
like Penny found the Hanukkah section.
That was
Yeah,
a Hanukkah miracle.
Very good
So Norm hit the nail on the head, I think, and that is what this version, I don't know whether this is there are different versions of prayers sometimes. These things perhaps were written by someone and it becomes sort of like folklore, like a folk song that variations develop. Because, things were transmitted orally, like a game of telephone, variations happen. Regional differences develop. I've never seen this one, but I'm guessing that the editors of Siddur Sim Shalom didn't make it up, that they got it from someplace old. But what this does, this takes the two interpretations, Norm's interpretation, that, God created miracles then up until now, and Natalie's interpretation that God created miracles in those days at this time of year, and that's why we're celebrating the holiday now, and it chose one. Like the Bazman Hazet leaves both of those possibilities available. Uvazman Hazet chooses one. It chooses Norm's. It says God made miracles then, and God's making miracles now. Any thoughts? What do you like better?
So wouldn't it be like at Hanukkah time through the years?
Mm-hmm.
Or not really?
Yeah. That's probably how you would read what Norm's interpretation was. So
Here we go. Now, see, in this book, it's Basman Hazeh.
Oh, you're looking at another book?
Yeah, I had this one on my shelf, so I thought
Yeah.
I'd look.
Right. So that's the old reform movement Siddur. Yeah, this is very unusual. So let's. So could I have a volunteer to read the first bracha? All right, Annie.
Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Chanukah.
Excellent. Does anybody know another bracha that is exactly the same except for the last word?
Or
You're laughing, Monica. Why are you laughing?
It's the
What?
same, we say it every week.
Right. Shabbat. It's the
Shabbat,
same
yeah,
as
I'm
the
sorry,
Shabbat
I should've
candle
been more
blessing
specific.
except for the
It's
last
the same
word.
blessing anytime you light the candles. You just change the word for the holiday.
Yeah, well, the holiday, you're right, exactly. Any blessing, actually, mostly.
True, yeah.
Yes, Annie?
I was wondering, what is the word in here that means to light? Which Hebrew word is that?
Lahadlik.
Lahadlik. Great.
Any other translation questions? You want me to go through word for word how that works?
That'll be quick. and good.
Asher, that, Kiddushanu, that makes us holy. B'mitzvotav, with his mitzvot, with his commandments. Vitzivanu, and commands us. Lahadlik, to light. Ner,
The light.
lights or candles. Shell, of Chanukah. So, did anyone find any of our, or can you find now any of our translation helper rules that we've learned in the last month or so?
Baruch.
So, yeah, so we learned the word, that root,
Blessed.
blessed, in that word.
Ha'olam.
What about it?
Forever and
That's a word we had, universe or world.
Right, so we had that word olam. What about the ha?
ever.
Of.
Yeah, we learned
The.
the as the
The.
prefix
We learned-
the is ha.
Didn't we learn atah also? You?
We might have learned atahu.
Yes. Yes.
Melech.
Yeah. Okay.
Melech, right.
Right.
We learned that root and that word. Good. All right, who'd like to read the second bracha?
And then
Oh, you have something else, Annie?
mitzvot in the second.
Oh, mitzvot. Did we have that root?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
so. Norma, were you raising your hand to read?
No, I was you.
Yes, he
I
was.
trying-
Yeah.
I'll give it a try, but I wanted to say something because you asked when we got into this a moment ago. You said, "Have we learned things in the translation, or we picked up things?" And the more I'm getting into this, which is not really deeply, it seems that you have to look at the whole sentence or the whole phrase to try to translate it. Because to try to translate it word for word, we're dealing in different languages and different grammatical contexts and so on.
Yeah. You need
it's
to look at
hard
it
for
word
the
for
speaker.
word and then rearrange and then try and make sense of it.
Yeah, and I saw that in the last exercise that I happened to watch earlier today to catch up, that we were interpreting that, and he ate, and he had bread, and he had a lot of bitter herbs, and he ate it for 3 days, and it was roasted. I don't know if you remember that particular line that was in their thing. And if you did it word by word, you could go nuts in trying to figure out what the meaning was.
Yeah.
But if you just took an overview of it, it was a lot easier. Okay, I
Right.
stalled enough. Which one? You want me to read the second blessing?
The second one, yeah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam she'asa nisim la'avotenu bayomim hahem uvazman hazeh.
Good. Third from last word. Read that one again. Be careful of the vowels.
Hahem.
Hahem. Good. Like if I just was doing that from memory and singing it, I would probably say hahem, or I might. But we're here to learn to read properly, so there we go. And we already talked a bit about that one. So let's move on to the third one. Can I have a volunteer to read the third one? All right, Hannah.
Give it a twirl. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehecheyanu
Good.
v'kiyimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh.
Good. Good. And so let's just talk a little bit about some translation. Does anybody see any of our, let's leave out the first line. We already talked about the first line. So in the second line, does anyone see either any of our roots or any of our grammatical structures that we've learned?
Is the new plural? The ending and nun.
So the anu it's a suffix or a, not necessarily a suffix, but it's a form that includes our.
Okay, never mind.
To us.
Kind of like us, which I think we learned.
What did we learn?
Didn't we learn us, like anu?
Anu and anachnu, right?
Oh, okay.
Right. So it includes anachnu or anu.
Right idea.
Right in the end there. That was excellent, Annie. Penny?
The? We're in.
The. We've got the there
We got
twice. And what does the mean?
The. And, I mean.
And. So we've got a list of things. So we have and before the second and third in the list. The first three words are a list. So I don't know if we've learned the she yet. She is also a prefix that means that.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
That's also there in she'asa, right? And the blessing above. So
The is and the?
no, the is and. If it's va, it's and the. But these don't have the. So shehecheyanu is that kept us alive or who kept us alive. V'kiyamanu, that sustained us. V'higiyanu, that brought us.
Can you say that again? You froze.
Yeah.
Shehecheyanu, that kept us alive. V'kiyamanu, that sustained us. V'higiyanu, and brought us. Lazman hazeh, to this time. Here it says, enabling us to reach this day, but that's, I'm being more literal. The word yom is not in here. The word day is not in here. Zman means time.
David?
Yeah.
If we look at the last couple of words of the second blessing,
yeah,
and then compare them to the last probably 2 words of the Shehecheyanu.
Yes, good eye.
And I'm still going back in my mind to the Basman. who was my, because in the breakout room when I happened to have read that particular blessing, and it struck me at that time. It was my initial response was, all these years I've been saying it wrong, but apparently, depending on which book, I either said it right or wrong. But anyway, if you can accept the interpretation in the second blessing that the miracles are continuing throughout time, that sort of ties in to the interpretation or the translation on the Shehachionu here also.
Yeah,
Until our time.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's interesting also, because when you say until our time, does that mean the miracles stop? Or every year it's our time again that they continue? Or am I splitting hairs here?
So you're looking at the translation?
Yes.
So I think that's in the English and it's not in the Hebrew. There's no until. There's no until that would like cut things off in the Hebrew.
I'd like to also suggest, because I just learned something while we were preparing, and maybe some of the others might have the same questions. On page 307 on the right, the Hebrew side, the italicized words above that give you instructions as to when to light the candles in terms of Shabbat, and then how to light start on the right and then add to the left, and etc.
Yes, that's very handy if you're at all unsure or want a refresher. It's a nice description right here that we add candles. We start on the right. We always light the new candle first.
I didn't know that.
Yep, you light the new candle first. So like on the second day, you light the second one and then the first one. The third day, 3, 2, 1, like that. You always light the new one first. And yeah, let's go over to Ma'oz Tzur before we run out of time. We're almost out of time. So could I have a volunteer who did not read one of the brachot to read the first line of Ma'oz Tzur? Rona.
So it's Ma'oz Tzur.
Tzur, yeah.
Tzur. Yish Ua. Oh no. Yish Ati.
Good. All right, the rest of the line?
L'cha na'eh. L'shabeach.
Great, l'shabeach. All right, second line, Penny.
Kon beit tfilati b'sham Torah.
That's not Torah.
It's not Torah. Not Torah. What is that? Oh, Todah.
Todah.
Even with my glass thing, it's on my vision stuff. Like Todah. Todah nizabeach.
Excellent. Third line, who else didn't read a bracha? Becky, did you read one?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Okay. Li'ate. Tahin. No. Yeah, Tahin. Matbeach. Mitzor. Hamnabeach.
Yeah, mitzar haminabeach. Good. All right, last line, Natalie.
As egg more the seer knows more.
Did you say Basir?
Bashir.
Yeah.
Bashir knows more. Chanukah Hamizbeach.
Bashir Mizmor Chanukat Hamizbeach. Yeah. So, did anybody look at the beautiful translation at the bottom of the opposite page?
No.
our songs praise your
So it's sort of,
Savior.
we always sing something like this. There are different variations. Rock of ages, let our song praise your saving power. You amid the raving foes were our shelter found. So,
Gloriously they sailed
us.
Anyway.
Do you have a question about that or comment, Becky?
Yeah, I do. The fourth word, mizmor. I
Yeah.
thought that meant like psalm, because when you sing a song, don't you always say mizmor LeDavid?
Yes, that's
So-
one of the introductions to psalms, like
So
the
I don't
individual
see-
psalms. Many of them say Mizmor LeDavid.
So
So
I don't see a psalm on there. In the translation, it doesn't.
yeah. So what that's a good observation, Becky. This translation has very little to do with an actual translation because the actual translation of this, I don't think people would want to sing it very often. Do you want to hear?
Yes, since you asked.
Oh, and then let's all march tonight and do the right translation.
We could write our own
Rabbi.
translation, our own accurate translation. So, Ma'oz Tzur. So, Tzur does mean rock. There's nothing about ages. So, Ma'oz means like of our strength or power. So it's like rock of our power, rock of our strength. Yeshuati saves me. L'chana el shabeach. To you it is pleasant to give praise. Pretty nice so far. Tikon, repair. Who repairs? Repairer. Beit tefillati, of our house of the house of my prayer. Bayit is house, so beit. Remember we had the compound nouns?
Yeah.
Bayit, house, turns into beit when it's a compound noun. So this is the house of my prayer, like my sanctuary, something like that. Visham, and there. Todan is abeach. I will make a sacrifice of thanksgiving. So this is about the story. The temple where what did they do at the temple? They didn't pray like we pray. They did sacrifices. They brought in animals, cows and birds, and made sacrifices. Le'et, now it's going to get fun. Le'et tachin matbeach. And now, and the time to prepare to slaughter mitzar hamnabeach, our barking enemies. Or
I like it
yelping
better in
enemies.
Hebrew.
Yeah, like this word nevach nun bet chet is used like that's the sound that dogs make.
Oh, no, you break
Right?
it up.
Like it's the sound of
David,
barking.
you just broke up. Can you repeat that?
Okay, am I back? So that word in modern Hebrew, when a dog barks, that's the word that you use, like a growling, barking. It's like comparing our enemies to barking dogs.
Which word is that again?
Haminabeach, the
I
last
gotta
one.
find it.
It's the last word of the line.
Okay, I got it.
Then Egmor, I will complete Bashir Mizmor, to sing a song of praise. Of Chanukah HaMizbeach, the rededication of our altar, of the altar that we make sacrifices. So a little different from the English there.
A little.
What we sing, but
Well,
I like singing the English that we have there. I don't know if I'd like singing an actual translation as much. It's an example. Like there are a lot of examples in our prayers of things that when you read the translation or you get a very accurate translation, you're like, why are we saying this? But the sound of the Hebrew, the tradition of saying it, has a power of its own. And the general message of this is thanking God for helping us with the miracle of Chanukah, which is defeating an oppressive enemy. It does it in language that, with examples that we don't relate to so much, but the overall gist of it is worthwhile, perhaps. Up to you. I'll send you an email with homework, but I'm basically going to ask you to just practice these things, practice so that you know the blessings well and correctly when you're lighting the candles, and you can practice reading that. That's traditional. This is traditionally sung. You can see that there are actually 5 verses of it. You don't need to do all 5 verses. You can just do the one. It's fine. It's usually done right after lighting the Chanukah candles. So that's your homework for the week. It's a little different. If you want something optional, you could go back to this book. You could review what we did, and I would say optionally you could do exercise 3 on page 48 also. I'm making that optional. It's Chanukah. Any questions, anyone? Well, happy Chanukah, everyone.
Happy
Enjoy the
Hanukkah.
whole
Thank you, David.
days.
Thank
Have a
you.
great day. Bye.
Thanks,
Have a
David.
good one. Bye now.
Stay safe, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hanukkah.